Vendor creation in SuperConstruct. Log into SuperConstruct. Navigate to the Vendor Management section. Click on the Vendors module from the menu. To add a new vendor, click on the plus Add Vendor button. You will now see the vendor creation form. Let's fill out the details step by step. Enter the vendor name. This is the company name. For example, XYZ, Plumbing Services. Next, select the vendor type. Choose whether the vendor is a subcontractor, supplier, consultant, or general contractor. Set the status of the vendor. Options may include invited, pre-qualified, active, on hold, or inactive. Under Contact Details, enter the primary contact name and email address. Now, move to the headquarters address section. Enter the street address. Start typing and select from the suggested locations, if available. Fill an address line too, if needed, such as suite number or floor. Enter the city, state, and zip code. This helps identify the vendor's location accurately. Next, go to the Additional Details section. In Trades, enter multiple trades separated by commas. For example, electrical, plumbing. Add the CSI codes separated by commas. These help categorize the type of construction work. Enter the regions where the vendor operates. For example, Texas, Oklahoma. Use the Notes section to add any additional information, such as past experience or special instructions. Add tags to easily filter vendors later. For example, preferred or local. Once all details are filled, click on the Create Vendor button to save the vendor. If you do not want to save the changes, click on Cancel. Your vendor is now successfully created and ready to use. The Vendor Management List page is your central hub for searching, filtering, and organizing all vendors, subcontractors, suppliers, consultants associated with your company and projects. Search functionality search bar, located at the top of the page. Instantly locate vendors by typing their name or trade. Live filtering updates the vendor list as you type. 2. Filter option status filter. Narrow results by vendor status. Active, invited, pre-qualified, on hold, inactive, etc. Quickly find currently engaged or pending vendors. Type filter. Limit view to subcontractors, suppliers, consultants, or general contractors. Compliance filter. Focus on vendors based on their compliance document status. Show only vendors whose documents are compliant, expired, or expiring soon. Essential for identifying vendors who need follow-up for certificate of insurance, licenses, safety docs, or W-9s helps minimize project risk by quickly surfacing non-compliant or soon-to-expire vendors. 3. Vendor list results. Each row/card shows vendor name and logotype, subcontractor, supplier, consultant, status, active, invited, etc. Compliance status, none, valid, expiring, expired, performance score, if available, no of active projects clickable. Open a detailed vendor profile by clicking the Entry, Export Vendor Data. By clicking on the Export CSV button, we can export the list of all the vendors in an Excel format file. 5. Add/invite vendor prominent button for fast onboarding. Add vendor, manual setup. 6. Compliance status dashboard/widget. See at-a-glance summary counts. Total vendors out of compliance, expiring, or recently added vendors. This is the vendor overview screen where we get a complete summary of the vendor. 1. Vendor header, top section. Vendor name, Helios Constructions. This is the vendor/company name. Vendor type, subcontractor. Defines the role of the vendor, subcontractor, supplier, consultant. Last updated, May 5th, 2026. Shows when this vendor record was last modified. 2. Tabs navigation. These tabs help you manage different parts of vendor data. Overview, summary, current screen. Contacts, vendor contact persons. Addresses, office/site locations. Compliance, licenses, insurance, safety docs. Financials, financial strength and limits. Banking/payment, payment details. Documents, uploaded files. Performance, vendor evaluation. Projects, assign projects. 3. Vendor snapshot, quick insights. This section gives a quick summary of vendor activity. Active projects. Number of ongoing projects assigned to this vendor. Total contract value. Total value of all contracts. Performance score. Average score from performance evaluations. Days since payment. Number of days since last payment made to vendor. Purpose. Quick decision-making without opening each tab. 4. Projects shortcut. Projects, clickable link. Takes you directly to the Projects tab /list for this vendor. 5. Status management. Status drop-down. Active. Defines current vendor status. Active vendor is working. Inactive, temporarily not in use blocked, cannot assign work. SAM AHS with. Draft, invited pre-qualified, on hold states. Update status button. Saves the selected status. Example. If vendor has compliance issues, change to inactive. 6. Notes and tags section, right side tags. Input field. Add tags and press enter. Use to categorize. Internal notes. Text area. Internal notes. Used for internal team communication not visible to vendor. Example. Vendor is reliable but needs strict supervision on timelines. 7. Action buttons. Save changes. Saves updates made in overview, tags, notes, status. Cancel. Discards unsaved changes. 8. Delete button, bottom left. Deletes the vendor completely from the system.